thing I want to talk about a little bit is now that we've got this kind of framework here to start to interview, remember the biggest goal here is over the next sort of 2 months, your goal is going to be to secure at least 10 high quality interviews that you're going to use for your book, right? That's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to try and secure and complete 10 interviews. So you're going to do 10 secondary interviews and 10 primary interviews is sort of what we're going to be doing for our first 2 sort of assignments in here. So those will be ones that will sort of be due towards the back half of the semester. But again, to do 10 secondary interviews, you're going to put those together, and then 10 primary interviews is what are going to be your goals. So remember, what we've been doing last week is we focused on primary interviews, and we focused particularly on friendlies. Friendlies were people that you already know. So you reach out to them and they say, hey, listen, I'm writing a book, and they automatically say yes, just because Laura's awesome, I want to interview her, right? Like, they don't need to know anything more about what the book's about, they just want to do it. And again, there are people that you will know, and I think what's important to understand is that, like, as you tap into your network, you're going to see that you probably have a bigger access of people that may be able to help you than you may have imagined. There are people who are long-time LinkedIn connections from a while ago, or people you went to grade school with. Spend some time stalking your network, because again, you probably have a bigger network of friendlies than you may have realized, and see who's out there. In fact, use things like alums, use people that you can get access to. I think it'd be a really powerful way. Don't be afraid to reach out even if it's, quote, been a while. Because again, many of these people will be excited to hear you're working on a book. As I told you before, the number of people, you may think like there's lots of people who must be writing books. Most people have never met an author. They have never really met someone, and so they're going to be excited to hear the fact you're working on it. So don't sort of be worried too much about it. Now, friendlies are an easy one. You're going to kind of have access to them. They're going to say yes. The next one is non-friendlies. Now, when I say non-friendly, I don't mean they're mean, right? What I mean by these ones are these are people you don't already know. You don't have a relationship with them, so you need to build one in that way. And so, again, they're not unfriendly. They just are people who don't know you yet, and so you're going to have to play your hand differently to work on it. So the key thing I'll tell you is giving you some data a little bit about how this technique works. Now, how many of you guys have ever done like sort of a mass email list, sort of sending out a mass blast of email and see how many people kind of are convert? Have you ever done that before? All right. And what are some of the success rates on mass emails? Anyone know kind of what the typical industry standards are of success rates of if you send out 1,000 emails, how many of those people will convert? Meaning they'll sign up for something, or they'll sort of pay for something, or whatever it is. So typical rates are about 2 to 3%. So in terms of like the rates of success are pretty low. However, I'll tell you what you'll see here is that there's a way for you to get much higher up into that like 30, 40, 50% by sort of playing some of these pieces out here. And we're really going to play on some powerful psychology tricks to do it. So just to understand, as you're starting to build out your list, right, you all have access to sort of your content index.